guys, this is Thoughtful Coding, and today we are going to learn a little bit about Flutter project structure. So this is one of the my third app that I'm working on with Flutter. I'm learning this from Max's course on Udemy. This is how project looks for now. As you can see, we have got basically this is a categorization of food type, and if you click on it, it will just load up the image from the network. It will show the name and the duration, how hard it is to cook, is it expensive or is it cheap, and is it challenging. This one is challenging. Then you have got spaghetti with tomato sauce and so on. So the reason for creating this video is I wanted to share some of the few insights that I found while learning Flutter. Since I come from the background of React and web development in general, full stack development, and right now I'm diving into mobile app development. So you might also ask, why not React Native when you already know React? So I just wanted to explore Flutter, and it is on the rise. So hey, why not? But anyways, so let's go to the folder structure for now. So as in React and most of the JavaScript projects, you have package.json, you will have pubspec.yaml file. Now this is much more than that. Here, not only you can define the dependencies and dev dependencies, you can also define your assets, where you can define your images and your font styles. Okay. Then you have got your pubspec.log, that's package.log.json file. Then you have got other important folders, that is your Android, where you can see the where the Android stuffs are there. Then there is build, that will get executed every time you build your project. Then there is iOS. Then there is lib, that is the src of React, that is where you will define your codes. Then there is Linux, since Flutter is multi-platform supportive. So I have enabled support for Linux for now. Then there is web, and then there is Windows. Since we are using Flutter 2.10, Windows is right now stable. It has been moved to stable, and it is available here. So in the lib file, you only get main.dart. So let's go over here. And this is where your code will get executed for the first time. Dart always hunts the main function of your app. And then it will call the run app, that you will get from material.dart from Flutter package. Then you will run my app. Now this is a stateless widget. Widgets are nothing but components that you have in React, a little bit more than that, but this is a stateless widget. So it's like your dump component in React, and you have got stateful widget that, as name suggests, it has state, and it is comparable to smart component of React, which holds state. So in this project, we are not using that because my main motive was to learn navigation. That's what we are going to do. I'm just going to explain you briefly how it looks like and what you do. Ignore everything else over here. You'll learn this when you do it. Now for the routing system, how it works. Like in React, we have got React Router DOM. Here you have an internal routing system. In mobile apps, we have got screens. We don't have web pages, right? So we call them screens over here. As you can see, there is a screen inside the lib, and there is widgets, your dump component kind of stuffs, and then you have got models, class models basically. And if you are coming from C, C++ or C# or Java background, this will be much easier. And because it basically Flutter works on class-based systems. But if you are coming from later versions of React, like React 16, 17, 18, and so on, then you will see this is a little bit different than that, because in React we earlier used to have this class-based component, but since React hooks arrived, we switched to functional component over there. So let's go to the routing. This is my initial route, that is my base route. Then we've got routes. This is my homepage route that will open the category screen that you see over here. And then we have got a second route in this for now, which is category screen.route name. Now you might be asking, hey, this is a class, right? How am I directly accessing a class? It's directly accessing its property without creating an object. So in Dart, you have a feature called static. Whenever you name this, you can use that property with the class by dot notation. You don't need to create an object. And once this route is hit, it will load up this screen. So basically whenever we click on this, it will load up this screen. How does this work internally? So let's go to this. This is our home page, right? So let's go over here. You can see whenever Flutter goes through any of your widget, it will first look up for the build function, which is also having context. Now this context is nothing but kind of this keyword in JavaScript, but it's much more than that. It has all the metadata of your application, of your screen which you are viewing and all, and it passes down to whatever is required by the next widget that is going to be built. So in this case we are passing that, and then basically we are mapping over these dummy categories we get from dummy data.dart, and we are mapping, and we are calling this category item for each category. So let's go into this one. In here, category item, you can see that we have got, again we'll go into the build function first, and then we'll get we have got this widget called inkwell, nothing but you see this ripple effect, right? So it's for that. Yeah, I know, but it is very satisfying to watch this. Here we get an option to use a property called on tap. We can pass this named argument on tap, and this will render a function, and this is the select category. Now select category is nothing but function made by me. So it gets the context, and off of that context, navigator will do what? It will push the named route that we define in route name, that is category meal, and then it will also push, along with that it will push this argument named argument. I know. So this is how navigation works. Firstly, navigator will navigate off of that context, and it will push the named argument which you are going to supply here. Along with that, it will also pass this data, whatever you are going to pass over here. Okay. Now once this is hit, let me go back to category to main.dart. Once that is hit, then this will get activated, and it will say, oh, now I need to paint this screen on the UI. So it will go here, and it will see, okay, I need to paint this thing. So how do you accept those arguments that you pass, right? In React, we have got props, we simply destructure them. But here we have a different method. That is, we have model route of context. Okay, model of the route of that context dot settings dot arguments. This is where arguments will be, and then you define it as whatever the structure of that is. Then you have got final, then you can destructure of every property that you want. Finally, what we are doing is we are sending each item that we see in the meal item widget. Everything is stateless so far. Forget about the widgets that I am using here. What I wanted to show you is this. For any new beginner, this will be overwhelming, because he'll say, my god, what is this? This is like a train of brackets. It is that, but what happened to me, this is my third project in Flutter, and it has grown in that short time that I don't feel overwhelmed now. I know that, okay, so this is where which row it belongs to, and this belongs to and row up above it, and so on. You'll get over it if you just give it 2 projects. It happened for me. So if it doesn't happen for you in 2 projects, 3 will do. But that's more than what it will take for you to understand these bracket systems. The other overwhelming thing in Flutter for me was, my god, this is so many widgets, right? Everything is a widget. Like in React, we have everything as a component. We have here everything is a widget, and you don't most probably you will not be knowing each and every one of them. No problem. You can look up to the docs, and you can even hover over this. What kind of argument does it takes? And so let's say this is a decoration. So let's say I'm hovering over this. You can see everything is mentioned over here by Flutter and Dart. you will need the extension in VS Code if you're using, and in Android Studio if you are using that. And here you can read about them slowly, and eventually this will become easy as that. So let's go over here. So what happened was, I wanted to style it a little bit different than what was in the course, because I was not happy with how it was looking. So what I did was, I just looked up in the container and I saw, okay, I want to decorate it. So I went further in the box decoration from the Flutter docs, and there I saw, okay, I wanted to use box border radius, so that's what I used. And then it had a conflict with the color that I was supplying outside, so I read about it, and actually Flutter only said that if you want to use it, you will have to move it inside box decoration. You cannot have two of them, outside and inside. So that's what I did, and it was that simple. And Google is always there. Flutter community is amazing, so you can always rely on them as well. So take care. Bye bye.